And viewers, at the top of 8 o'clock, we bring you the Monsoon Woes. Every monsoon, viewers, Gurugram turns into a visual of gridlock and submerged roads due to a unique combination of geography and human design. On that note, let's bring to our viewers what is it exactly that we're talking about. Let's put this touchpad on our screens. The city, viewers, is bordered on 3 sides by the Aravalli Hills, meaning that rainwater naturally rushes down into the urban bowl with nowhere to go. As you can see on your screens very clearly, this is what Gurugram looks like, and on 3 sides you have the very ancient, in fact one of the first mountain ranges to have ever come up in the world, the Aravalli Hills. But compounding this problem is also steep topography. It features a 90-meter drop between the city's highest and lowest points. This extreme slope, viewers, accelerates, and of course the flow of rainwater also accelerates with it. It causes it to pool rapidly in the lower lying sector. So there you can see, this is Gurugram's topography for you, a 90-meter distance between the highest and lowest points. On 3 sides are the Aravalli Hills. So essentially you have water pooling and rushing to one particular area, from 200 meters to 290 meters as we go from Kerki Majra to Bandwari. Once the water, of course, hits the city, it finds almost no soil to absorb it due to massive, rapid concretization. And because of this heavy construction in Gurugram, the water's percolation level is far below the 60% average that is seen in other urban areas. Of course, when Gurugram was being planned, that has been one of the most major criticisms and failures of urban planning is Gurugram. There was absolutely no drainage systems that were planned in the city. Imagine India coming up with a proper tech working hub right next to Delhi. The whole point was that we're going to shift offices, shift people outside Delhi, help them move to Gurugram, give offices incentive, give people incentive to move to Gurugram. But what happens within a few years of urbanization? You see high levels of concretization and extremely poor urban planning resulted in absolutely no place for the rainwaters to go. And of course, to make matters worse, the existing drainage network, as I said, viewers, suffers from both insufficient capacity and of course major design flaws as well. The current drains are simply not built to handle the volume of water that is generated by a modern metropolis during heavy downpours. But what we're learning now, viewers, is that to fix this entire problem, the authorities have commissioned a new 105 crore rupee project known as the Leg 4 drain. Running 4.3 kilometers from Vatika Chowk to Sector 37D, this 1400 cubic capacity drain is set to operationalize very soon to give the city some relief. It's been commissioned in July 2026. We are yet to learn as to when this drainage project will be completed, but we're learning that a 4.3 kilometer Leg 4 drain from Vatika Chowk to Sector 37D is being built at a cost of rupees 105 crores and with a capacity of 1400 cusecs. Will this finally give Gurugram the much needed relief that the city has been aching and pleading for? Of course, time will tell. But joining me on the broadcast are now some of the residents of the city, and we'll have an honest conversation with them. Major Mohammad Ali Shah joins us on the broadcast, also Shefali Chopra with us, Swarleen Kaur and Mr. Praveen Yadav with us on the broadcast. Let me begin with Major Shah. Major Shah, we were expecting very little rain this year, sir. That's what we were learning from the Met Department as well, that it's not going to be as rainy this year. Of course, monsoon is delayed. But we see in the last couple of days that the monsoons have now hit Delhi NCR, and within just a day we saw the traffic snarls once again on the Delhi Gurugram expressway. What is life like right now for you?
Right, it's extremely tough, extremely difficult. I had to go to a studio all the way from Gurgaon to Noida, and that's a different story. It was passing Haryana, Delhi, UP. But for people who stay in Gurgaon itself, it is very, very difficult for them. It's extremely difficult. I mean, what is the city planning doing? What is the MCG doing? I'm sure they must be looking okay, but it's not enough. It definitely is not enough. And normal citizens, a person, and I consider myself to be very privileged because I drive a car, right? So we are very privileged. But imagine a person who does not have a car, a normal citizen who has a two-wheeler, a person who does not even have a two-wheeler. Imagine them, their plight. It's difficult for us who are fortunate enough, who are privileged to have a four-wheeler. But what about people who do not even have a two-wheeler? What about them? So it is extremely, extremely difficult. And that's what half an hour's rain has done in Gurgaon. So you can imagine what a heavy downpour, a heavier shower would do over here. It's extremely, extremely difficult. It's something which we are, and not just that. We do not get people to collect the garbage. The garbage outside the house, outside the gate, is rotting in the rain. And so there are a lot of these civic issues. There are potholes in roads. If you go towards Palam Vihar, the other side of the highway, you will find that's where my residence is. In fact, you will find a lot of potholes. You will find people are not coming to collect the garbage. You will find rains. And forget about rain, you can't help it. But the drainage system is very poor. And they are WhatsApp groups. I'm glad. Thank you for doing this program, and thank you for being a voice. And thank you for letting us speak about it, because it is actually unfair. People pay income tax not for anything else, but so that they can live in comfort. But when this we have to endure and undergo, it is extremely unfair for a common citizen.
Absolutely, Meresh. I'll come back to you. Shefali Chopra also joins us on the broadcast. Shefali Chopra, what can you share with our viewers as well? What are the problems currently that you're facing? And I also want to know from you, what about the RWAs? What about the local, municipal officers? Are they really helpful at this point in time?
Well, I must tell you, Devika, that we are right on the golf course road next to Camellias, and it's a very scary thing to say that people have spent so much money to be staying in such places, and you can't believe it what the situation is right now. It's difficult for us to even go out of our house if we don't have a higher vehicle. If we have lower line vehicles, it's difficult to take them out. There are so many people in the building who have very small kids, and they have to really go out of their way even to reach a school bus. And you also know that recently a school bus got stuck right somewhere close to us, and it was quite an ordeal for the parents. Parents send their children thinking everything is safe and everything is okay, and imagine when they get to know that their kids are stuck in the bus because of the rain. In fact, there's a joke that keeps going around in the building, is that maybe we should get boats for the season, because it is so difficult even to go out of your house to get basic necessities. And imagine even today, I wanted to order a few things, but Blinkit is not coming here. There are so many places, they are not doing Swiggy anymore because of the rain. So of course, the situation is not very conducive to be, the government is, I know they're putting so much money in building the roads, but I really wish that there were better kind of construction that we had, and we didn't have to face this issue.
Yes,
absolutely. Is definitely a problem right now, and I hope it gets sorted. I don't know how, and this happens every year, by the way. So this is not something we get used. In fact, just today I was speaking to somebody, and they said, same thing happened with us last year. So I think we may be able to manage it better this time. But I don't think so. It is a difficult situation, and we are braving it out.
I mean, I've been, reporting this for the past 10 years. So I can really tell you that this is not a problem of last year or the year before that. I have been reporting personally this very problem every monsoon for the past 10 years. But we've just been told that a new drainage system is being put in place. A leg 4 drain, a 4.3 kilometer leg 4 drain from Vatika Chowk to sector 37D. Is going to be constructed again at hundreds of crores of rupees worth of cost, but hopefully this will bring some relief. And as viewer Shefali Chopra was pointing out, that one ends up spending almost everything that they've earned in their lifetimes to buy a flat in Gurgaon or anywhere else for that matter, and then you realize that you just can't even live within your hard-earned money. You can't live in that home that you've bought with your hard-earned money peacefully, because these are just absolutely mindless problems that arise simply because of poor planning and complete apathy by the officials. What do the MCD people do? What are our engineers doing when they're planning a city? Do you just start planning a city without thinking about rains, without thinking about heat, without thinking about all the problems? That's what Gurgaon really feels like. Swarleen Kaur, bringing into the conversation, ma'am, I want to understand from your perspective as well. What's it like for you right now? What are some of the problems that you're facing?
I've been believing that behind every traffic jam is a very personal story. Every stranded commuter has a family waiting back at home. And when we talk about flooded roads, my own colleague got stuck for 2.5 hours yesterday. A 30 minutes wait turned into panic. Her father is waiting for her to get to the hospital. We often forget the people behind the headlines. And I think even if you imagine a child waiting in a school bus for hours, an elderly person trying to reach the hospital, a working mother worried because she cannot get home, or a delivery executive trying to complete those orders in the deep wastewater. These are not really isolated inconveniences, I must say. They affect the complete livelihoods, health, education. And at the top of it, I think it's the peace of mind. Infrastructure is not just concrete and drainage. We all know it is a system that allows people to live their lives with dignity, predictability. That's where that improvement, that urban resilience is ultimately about putting citizens first. And that's what we've got to do. This rain, this pain, this problem has to be the catalyst for the next time, so that we don't face it again. Because the impact is not equal. Daily wage earners, they lose income. We couldn't go back to our offices. We had personal and very important professional meetings. We had to sit back home. You can't deliver the way you want to. So I think right from small businesses losing their customers, to the vendors stuck, to the delivery people stuck, to the school children, everybody's situation becomes vulnerable. And I agree that we all are, filled with anger. But I strongly believe that this has to become a catalyst for a better planning and accountability, not just the blame. And people deserve that transparency about what is being done to prevent the same situation next year. And when you bring up this, that, there's a 4.3 kilometers drainage system coming up, I think hopefully when the next rain comes, Gurgaon being the most economic hub of, not only India, but globally, we need to have this change. Every minute of disruption has a ripple effect, for sure. That's my take on it.
Right, absolutely. Let me bring in Praveen Yadav as well. Praveen Yadav, from your perspective, what is it that you would like to share with our viewers, and also hopefully to some of the authorities that might be listening in as well? What's happening where you are? Praveen, there is some audio issue with you. In case you're wearing some sort of headphones or Bluetooth earphones, I'm going to request you to just take them off, because we can't hear you at all. But let me go back to Major Mohammad Ali Shah. Major Shah, as per reports, there have already been 3 deaths this year itself, and they're all related to monsoon, monsoon wreaked havoc in Gurugram. What is it that one can really expect from authorities when even the deaths of people seem to be falling on completely deaf ears?
Right, that's a very, very good question. There are viral videos of bikers, two-wheelers getting drenched in the rain and a pothole they cannot see because the water is locked over there and they're falling into the pothole and they are dying and they have been dead. But yet, I mean, I would still call it, they might be concerned about it, but yet I would say a careless attitude because so far it's the result that matters. The taste of the pudding lies in the eating. So where are the results? You might have invested, you might have done. So it is, firstly, I think there is heavy corruption. That's my perception. I wish I'm wrong over here. So the money that comes in to build roads and for drainage and all is definitely, it's pretty obvious, it's going elsewhere. That's what I believe. I hope that's not the case though. So I'm not accusing anyone, but I'm telling you what I suspect. Because this is something which residents, especially, I would say in Palam Vihar, let's give an example. Because if everything is good over here, everything will be good the other side of like in DLF side as well. There are water issues. In summers, we don't get water sometimes. In rainy season, there's a poem. Water, water everywhere, not a single drop to drink. So that is exactly what's happening over here. So we are actually bearing the brunt. People are having a tough time. Cars are getting spoiled. Cars, the water is they cannot stall the car. If you go right now outside, you'll find a lot of cars parked. They've abandoned their cars and they have waded through the water and they have walked home. So it is something very, very challenging, very disturbing, in fact, very distressing. And the system should certainly take a very strong note of it. And I'm certain by you doing this program, I'm sure that there is going to be a difference.
I hope so. I mean, like I said, Mirisha, we've been doing this program for the past 10 years and we don't see that difference coming in. But hopefully, like I said, this year, it does seem that the government has swung into action with one of its latest plans, which is this drainage system that is being commissioned. But Praveen Yadav, if we can bring you back into the conversation, I'd like to leave the last word with you. We want to hear from you as well. What is it that you're facing in Gurgaon?
Hi, am I audible now?
Yes, go ahead.
First of all, thank you for allowing me to speak and sorry for the last conversation. As I was trying to say that all of the esteemed guests have already said what I wanted to say. What as a management student and I see this as a huge problem. All the cities in India, all the capital cities of the states, you'll find a similar pattern, a similar problem happening. You'll visit, I am from Jhansi. If in this monsoon season, I'll visit Jhansi or Kanpur or Lucknow or Dehradun or any city or even the hill areas, there is the drainage problem. How do we solve it? I think these steps has to be taken by the central government. They have to define how, like there are n number of problems with the cities, with the problem after this is July. When there will be Diwali season, we will be discussing the pollution in Delhi NCR, how to curb it. And after that season, we will be discussing something else. So I think as there are 4 or 5 different monsoons in India, every monsoons brings something difficult for us. Earlier it used to be that monsoons came, so we used to be happy, but now I think every monsoon comes with a new problem. And that problem has to be solved by the government. It cannot be solved by the citizen. I myself has been stuck in traffic for 4 to 5 years, trying to book an Uber or unable to start my bike. Sometimes trying to call my friends who lives nearby so that I can spend some time here. So these are the problems which if like you own a BMW or you own a car or if someone is just delivering my blanket order. If it's raining, everyone is stuck. It doesn't depend you are in a BMW or in a just delivering an order. You are stuck. And the problem is you don't know for how much time you are stuck. It can be 20 minutes, it can be 15 minutes, sometimes it can be 40 minutes. So I think somewhere on the line, we need to define what's the problem, what is the course of action we can do. I don't think so one one government project can solve this problem. The number of people who lives in Gurgaon increases day by day. One project cannot handle this problem. I don't think so. But let's hope something will change next year. So we don't have to do this program again. But we can also.
Yes, absolutely. On that note, I thank all of our guests for joining us on the broadcast. Viewers, we sip into a very short break.